This maze is so hard. They get so narrow at the bottom.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. Today is actually a very good day for Bitcoin. You can see right here, we are in fact having this pump. Bitcoin almost hit $18,000. Now, we've been talking about this bullish consolidation for quite some time, and I know that it was getting kind of boring, but we were expecting the move to be to the upside, and we have in fact hit one of our targets already. Now, why is this happening? Well, there are a few things. Number one is everyone is finally celebrating the fact that the SEC has charged Sam Bankman-Fried with defrauding investors, and he has been arrested on behalf of the US in the Bahamas right now. So we're going to talk about what that means, what's going on. This story was breaking last night, pretty crazy. And then this morning, we had the US CPI data, the inflation data, coming in at around 7.1%, which was lower than was to be expected. And now there's a 90% chance that they're pricing in a 50% basis point, rate raise for tomorrow. So this is all happening really quick, guys. We knew this week was going to be big. We've been leaning towards the bullish side of things. And as you guys can see right here, we are having that move. So we're going to talk about that today. If that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, definitely consider it. Happy days ahead, my friends. And look at what happened, by the way. At the same time, we did, in fact, also have the rejection on the DXY. You can see the DXY, huge dump right here happening as we are making this video. So dollar not looking too great, Bitcoin breaking out finally. Now look at this, guys. This is what we were talking about. We were talking about the fact that we had put in, this bear flag. We couldn't get above it. We fell. Same thing here. We fell. Same thing here. Same thing here. And we said, what are the odds that this actually happens 5 times in a row, right? Usually investors, especially once you start to figure out a pattern, it usually goes the other way. And look at this, guys. Clear break to the upside. I mean, literally this candle would have to fall all the way down to about 17,280 by the end of the day in order for this to not be validated. And you could see at no point in any of these previous flags did we ever break out of them. We always stayed stuck inside the formation, and this is the first time we're actually having the breakout of that flag. So if you guys took this trade, we've been talking about it, and the patience finally paid off. By the way, if you guys do want to learn how to trade, make sure that you guys check out the tutorial popping up above. We do have $18,000 in bonuses in just BitGet alone, 56,000 total. Take advantage of that below, and definitely check out the link popping up above. But remember, we were talking about these Bollinger Bands getting very, very, very tight. We had a test of the basis right here. We never fell below it. And lo and behold, currently right now, we are in fact breaking out of this level. So having a look right here, you can see that we did get to our first target of 17,540. We have broken through that. So our next target is $18,171, right? You can see, we would basically come up here. Now, there is a possibility we just slice right through everything. We may have a little bit of consolidation. If we come back down to that level and you didn't get a chance to get into the long yet, I would re-enter again at around 17,540. Because we most likely will have a continuation. The ultimate target that I'm looking at is this green level right here, and that's 18,940, or you could even see us potentially wick maybe above 19,000. That is my target for this move. And then after that, we do have to assess things because we're going to start running into a lot of resistance. But as you guys can see right here, what's really cool is I was showing you this chart of basically how Bitcoin was at, number one, a perfect buying opportunity, and we were putting in a very similar, downward sloping channel right here. And you could see that once we broke this heart line, that was basically the end of the bear market, right? You can see right here, we only had, after that point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks before we broke out of the downtrend. And, if I zoom in right here and we have a look at what we're doing, we are attempting right now, potentially, to break out of this area right here, right? So if history was to repeat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 or 7, maybe 2 more months, we could be potentially back up here touching this downward sloping trend. And if we were to break out of that, then ultimately that would mean that, the worst part of the bear market is in fact behind us. Same thing right here on this falling wedge, right? We have this falling wedge pattern we've had here for months. And if we break out of this heart line, you can see we're going back into the blue zone. And this actually has a little bit of a higher potential target. This shows that we could even hit almost back to 20,000, 19,800. As I said, though, there is a lot of resistance getting up to that point. But, going back to some of these previous rallies, I just want to point out, look at these rallies that we had back in 2018 in the bear market. This was a 98% rally right here, 98%, 57%, even this one right here, 46%. What have we had? What kind of bear market rallies have we really had here? I guess you could say this one was pretty big, this first one, right? But each one after that, what was this? 42%. All right, this little one, 20%, right? We really haven't seen anything crazy. From the wick to here, 42%, okay. But, we had a 98% rally back here. So we really haven't seen major bear market rallies just yet. And, as you can see right here, we do have the stock market having the futures S&P looking to open at 41.53. It closed at 39.90. And don't forget, the stock market S&P has this downward sloping trend. And if we do break out of this trend, there's a possibility that, you could see a rally back up to around 45.07, which I know seems kind of crazy at this point. But then the question is, would we be putting in a giant double bottom? So right now, guys, things are looking pretty good short term. As I said, we're still in a bear market. I'm not expecting a new all-time high overnight. We were expecting a move. We did break through our first target. So as I was saying, we have been anticipating this end of the year rally. So obviously we got to see if the Fed comes out tomorrow with the 50 BPS, which is what everyone's expecting. And if we do get that, then I think we will see a continued rally. And, obviously if they come out and say like 25, then forget about it. Explosive. Just hit the longs right now. Just go long, right? So let's talk about what happened with Sam. Sam Bankman-Fried has been arrested, my friends, finally, by authorities. We can get a thumbs up on that. Let's get some likes on this video. Share this. I think justice is finally being served. He was arrested by the authorities in the Bahamas at the request of the U.S. government just a day before he was due to testify before Congress. Very convenient timing, huh? He was arrested by the Royal Bahamas Police Force following a formal notification from the U.S. government that that has filed criminal charges against him. The charges against Bankman-Fried include wire and securities fraud, conspiracy to commit wires and securities fraud, and money laundering. The U.S. will likely request the extradition of Bankman-Fried, and the Bahamian Prime Minister Philip Davis said in the statement that both countries have a shared interest in holding accountable all individuals associated with FTX who may have betrayed the public trust and broken the law. Now, if we come over here, you can see that according to SEC Chair Gary Gensler, he says, we allege that Sam Bankman-Fried built a house of cards on a foundation of deception while telling investors that it was one of the safest buildings in crypto. The alleged fraud committed by Mr. Bankman-Fried is a clarion call to crypto platforms that they need to come into compliance with our laws, right? So we thought Gary Gensler was on his side. Why are these guys turning against him? Wasn't he talking to them? Wasn't he in cahoots with them? We'll get to that in just a minute. But the SEC added that Alameda was given special treatment by the Bahamas-based exchange through a virtually unlimited line of credit, while FTX failed to disclose its exposure to Alameda's risky holdings of overvalued illiquid assets. The complaint further alleged that Bankman-Fried used customer funds for undisclosed venture investments, lavish real estate purchases, and large political donations, right? Now, here's the crazy part. So they were able to obtain a copy of his testimony, the one that he was going to say had he not been arrested last night. And basically, in a nutshell, this guy was looking to blame everybody but himself. So he continued the same rhetoric about FTX US, the sister company of the global exchange. He said, I wish I had not clicked on the button on DocuSign at 4:30 a.m., talking about the Chapter 11 bankruptcy. He went on to blame the inclusion of FTX US in the Chapter 11 on John J. Ray III, a restructuring lawyer who assumed the role of FTX CEO after the bankruptcy. He said that American customers were protected at least until Mr. Ray's team took over. In the leaked document, SBF also blamed the inclusion of Chapter 11 on the law firm Sullivan and Cromwell, saying that they basically forced him into Chapter 11. He said, I have 19 pages of screenshots of Sullivan and Cromwell, and I believe were influenced by them, all sent over a 2-day period, pressuring me to file for Chapter 11. He also attacked the general counsel for FTX, Ryan Miller, accusing him of being part of the pressure. Apart from Ray and his legal aides, SBF was also going to blame Binance's CEO, CZ, for what he claimed was a month of sustained negative PR on FTX. He claimed that Binance knowingly signed the letter of intent to buy out FTX, but they never intended to go through with the deal. So basically, he's blaming absolutely everyone but himself, which, might I add, side note, is a terrible, terrible life quality, guys. When you make a mistake, if you make a bad trade, if you lose money, if you do something wrong, blaming other people is one of the lowest, most not respected things that you could do, in my opinion. Take responsibility, for what you've done. And, Sam apparently still can't do that. Now, what's interesting, of course, is the timing of the arrest, the day right before he was supposed to appear before Congress. So some people are saying this seems a little bit coordinated. So according to Sheila Warren, CEO of Crypto Council for Innovation, an arrest has always been suspected. What's interesting is the timing. The speed at which authorities filed charges against him, however, likely indicates regulators had received information from cooperating witnesses. Well, we did see Caroline. She was in New York. She was just getting a bagel at a coffee shop, right? Didn't really seem like anything. She wasn't really too worried, so I'm sure she had a lot to say. The SEC separately charged Bankman-Fried with defrauding FTX's equity investors as well, of which around 80 were based in the U.S. They together contributed more than $1.1 billion to Bankman-Fried Ventures, the SEC said, representing about 60% of all of the funds that they had raised. And remember, there were a lot of rumors circulating with Maxine Waters and everything, and she said lies are circulating on CNBC that I am not willing to subpoena SBF. He has been requested to testify at the December 13th hearing. A subpoena is definitely on the table. Stay tuned. Now, of course, this was back on December 7th. So basically the point that I'm trying to make is everyone was like, well, we don't understand. Wasn't he in bed with these guys? Didn't he give them money? Well, guess what, guys? Welcome to how things actually work. You can donate tons of money to these parties and they will still arrest you. Do you want to know why? Because they're embarrassed to have been caught, to have been affiliated with him, right? So they're going to throw him under the bus. They want to save themselves. This is just the dirty, dirty ways that politics works. They don't care about the donations. Thanks. Appreciate it, bud. But guess what? If it comes down to us being associated with you and, you're under all these allegations, we're just going to throw you under the bus. The SEC, Gary Gensler, I don't care that we had conversations. No, we're going to charge you. And we're going to use it as an example to move forward and, make these other changes and these other requirements for, exchanges to comply with us. So really, guys, at the end of the day, this is a super big win. I'm sure there's a lot that's going to come out still yet, but ultimately that is it for me. So thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I make these videos. And, just having a look at Bitcoin right now, guys, ultimately, we are breaking out. And this is, unless, like I said, unless we have a massive, massive fall right here, this is basically a confirmed breakout, right? For the most part. I'm pretty sure by the end of the day, we're definitely going to have this. So, of course, if you guys, are looking to trade, make sure that you guys check out the tutorials about to pop out. And boom, look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that right there. Boom. We officially, now this could be a fake out on the S&P, but we officially have that breakout right there. Big news, guys. This could be a reversal that we've, very much needed. So make sure that you guys get subscribed. Check out the tutorials popping up right here, right now. Stick around. I think it's going to be fun. That's it for me, K-Dub. Until next time, stay crypto, and of course, peace out.